Hey everyone, it's Lunar, and today I just want to go through 5, I'd call them underrated Ana tips to help you improve your game, improve your performance on Ana, and hopefully climb the ranks. So the first tip I want to go over is not being afraid to use Nano defensively. So just for some general stats, what Nano Boost does is reduce damage taken by 50%. It also increases damage done by 50%, and it has a burst heal of 250 HP. Now, actually, the 50% reduced damage as well as the 250 burst heal both favor being used defensively. So really do not be afraid to like nano your Mercy if she gets like pulse bombed or something like that, because on the surface it might be like, why would you nano Mercy? She does no damage. But the two key factors are the damage reduction over the 8-second duration of Nano Boost, as well as a 250 burst heal. So that will get her back up to full HP, as well as reduce the amount of damage she takes by 50% for the next 8 seconds. So that's a really good way of keeping someone alive. And you want to keep track of your team's ults as well. And this is just a general game sense tip. So you might want to choose your Mercy to Nano Boost if she gets stuck by a pulse bomb, because she's close to ult, and then if your Mercy gets ult, your team could get more healing, and then you could potentially win that team fight based off keeping the Mercy alive. So don't be afraid to nano some less obvious targets when things get hectic. So the second tip I want to give here is to just save your cooldowns. Now this might seem quite obvious, but what I mean by that is to just hang on to your sleep dart and your bionade, because they're really high impact abilities with really long cooldowns. So they're sort of a high risk, high reward skill shot abilities. And you really want to make sure that you've got them for when you need them, as opposed to just trying to sleep the Ryan cross map in the down fight. So you want to especially be keeping an eye out for the other team's composition, such as running an Ana and a Genji, because you can get a lot of value from a sleep dart if you hit a Nano Blade sleep, because that is a 12-second cooldown for 2 ults. That is like one of the best trades you can get with Ana, and is definitely something you want to look for. Obviously it's hard to hit, but you want to at least have the sleep dart available for when that combo comes at you. Same with the nade, you want to be hanging on to that for times where you might get dove and you need the healing for yourself to also pressure the people that are diving you to make them anti-naded and not be able to receive healing. And you essentially just don't want to be caught in situations where you don't have your cooldowns, because as Ana, you don't have much mobility, and typically you're playing quite far away from your team, so it's going to be hard for your team to come back and help you. So in most situations where you're getting dove or you're in trouble, you need your cooldowns ready. So make sure you're always keeping track of your cooldowns. So the third tip I want to give is to just be constantly thinking about surviving. If you have this constant aura in your mind about trying to just live and survive, you're gonna play better. If you go for risky plays on Ana, you can get punished quite easily, but if you're constantly thinking about surviving, you're less likely to go for risky plays, and you're gonna live more, and you're gonna be focusing more on your positioning. So positioning on characters with low mobility, such as Ana, is really, really important and like incredibly underrated at lower ranks. And you want to just be playing optimally for both your team and what the other team is running. So when the other team is running dive, you either want to be playing stacks with your team to make sure your team is there to help you, or you want to play at the back of the map where the other team will have to use all their cooldowns to close the distance, and there might be still some distance there and your team can come and help you. But just in general, you want to be constantly thinking about living. If you just keep that in your mind when you next play a game of Ana, I guarantee you'll probably output more healing and damage, because just surviving is a threat for the other team. So the fourth thing I want to talk about is the tech known as Quickscoping on Ana, and essentially what that does is allow you to be more accurate with your healing without having a penalty to your movement speed. So if you've noticed playing Ana, when you scope in, your movement speed will be significantly reduced, and you'll also hunch over a bit, so your head hitbox is actually a lot easier to hit. And this is a field day for tracers to one-clip you, Hanzos to headshot you, Widows to hit you in their head, etc. So you want to avoid that happening as much as possible as your main healer. And so to do that, Quickscoping allows you to basically completely remove the whole movement speed penalty that happens when you ADS, and replace it with your standard movement speed, because you're actually you're barely in the scope you're probably in the scope for like 0.1 of a second just to activate that hit scan once you've got the timing mastered. And I definitely recommend going into a training ground and practicing this. So you essentially get the faster healing from a hit scan ability, and you get the increased movement speed to be able to survive. Now, the last tip I want to go over is to just learn nade spots. These are really useful things that like not many Anas are actually taking the time to learn. Now, obviously, learning these nade spots for every map is really time consuming, but it just depends how much you want to improve and how much you want to climb the ranks. You can seriously win fights purely from set plays off of Ana's grenade. It's that powerful. And I'm not going to compile a bunch of my favorite ones because CarQ, a good content creator in the Overwatch space, has already done that. So I'm just going to link below or on the card in the top right, a really good video from CarQ showing you a great Ana nade for every map. And there's also this really good Ana grenade workshop that I'll link in the description. And you can take a look at that, put that in with the workshop code, and you can practice learning the trajectory of the Ana nades and make some of your own. So also, just as a quick tip, on the PTR currently, there's a new feature for Echo where you can confirm the Echo target you want to duplicate. And that feature's also on Ana. So if you go into settings, you can enable the feature, and basically you just hit the Alt key twice as opposed to once. Once to select the target and twice to confirm. And you can actually activate the Nano Boost without having LOS on the person. So that's potentially going to get patched at some point because that's quite a big buff. But if you are susceptible to boosting Lucios when you're not supposed to, then this could be a feature for you, even if it does take an extra half second to deploy the Nano. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Drop a like and sub and all that good stuff for some more tip videos on more characters. I might do Baptiste next, who knows. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching again, and I am live on Twitch at 3 till 8 p.m. BST. Actually, the time zone's just changed, so that's 3 till 8 p.m. BST every day of the week apart from Wednesdays. So you can catch me live at twitch.tv/I'mLunar, and I hope to see you there soon. And feel free to ask me any questions, or if you have any tips of your own, feel free to post it in chat when I'm live. Take care, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon.